Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing all things planty. I have had this Monstera rooting in water for quite a few months now, and I decided to make a really good attempt in planting it in some soil. So I'm just going through the roots right now and picking out all of the like not soaky, what am I trying to say? Roots that are kind of like brown and like mushy. So I got this Monstera from Sam's Club a while back. Super good deal. They had huge Monsteras with the pot and a wooden stand for like 35 bucks. But unfortunately, I did kill this one because I decided to stake it, and this one definitely did not take. So I took the cuttings from it and propagated it in water, and as you can see, this one's thriving really well, but unfortunately this one is really wonky. I tried potting this, you guys, like 4 or 5 different times, and it just was not standing upright in the pot. I tried doing it upright, I tried doing it like to the side, and it just wasn't holding up. And I didn't want to get rid of any more leaves than I already have, so I kind of just not gave up on it, but gave up on potting it for now until I find a better pot that's kind of like stands upright so that the leaves will be supported. And you'll see here in a minute what I'm talking about. And you'll see the left plant, or the left leaf, is kind of like, it looks like it was like chewed off by something, but that's how the plant came. So I tried tying it up with some string. As you can see, the leaf is just, it's like really heavy, and so it just kept falling over in the pot. So I tried to stake it and tie it with some string, but it still just wasn't holding. So I decided to wipe everything down. I rinsed off the roots really well and just put it back into some water and let the roots continue to do its thing until I can find like a pot like this glass vase, you know, so that it would be a lot more supported. So I'm going to be getting rid of this plant. It is a variegated fig tree, and as you can see, super sad. It has browning on every leaf, even the new growth. This new growth has been this way for months. It has not sprouted anything new. I've had this plant for over a year, and I've done everything in my power to try to make it come back to life. I have sprayed it with neem oil and moved it in different sunlights. It's not thriving, and I've hung on to it for such a long time, and it's just time to part with it. And that's okay. Like, you know, I'm not going to be successful in every plant that I have. And although, you know, the old me would have just hung on to dear life, I'm going to part with it. Normally you would be able to like take the leaf off right here and, come on, focus, like right here, and propagate this part in water. But as you can see, every leaf is browning, and even these ones, like, look at the back. You can see there are brown spots. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I've been doing that pretty much throughout the house. I've just gone through a lot of the plants and gotten rid of anything that's not thriving. All right, here we go. One more thing I wanted to say, if you're not familiar with the rubber trees, they are very sappy. So whenever you're cutting or propagating or anything like that, just watch out for the sap. So I just want to say this really quick. I watch a lot of like plant channels and cooking channels and things like that, you know, just to get like ideas and see how people do things. And I just think it's really fun. But I think that the plant community as well as the food community can be somewhat toxic, because you have these keyboard warriors that, you know, say, oh, that's not right, and you should do things this way and cook it at this temperature, and, you know, the way you're planting is incorrect. You guys do things the way that you want to. If a plant isn't making you happy, or or, you know, something like that, it's okay to part ways with it, and it's okay to do things the way you want to do them. You learn and grow from trial and error, and that's perfectly fine. Like, nothing is perfect, nobody is perfect, and you know, it's, yeah, I just want to say that. Don't feed into the toxicity. It is okay to do things the way you want to. All right, so I wanted to show you guys this find. Look at this huge pothos. It is huge, and it came with this little climbing wooden stake. Look at how big it is. Guess how much I paid for it? I found it at Home Depot, and it was only 20 bucks. So yeah, I'm hoping that this will grow and thrive. So pretty and super bushy. Like, I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna pick this up. So I'm gonna switch a couple things around. Those two golden scones, I had some Monsteras there, and I ended up not getting rid of them, but I pretty much looked at the roots and they weren't doing well. Those also had like 2 plants that weren't thriving either. So yeah, I condensed it down and I put it in, let me show you here, this little vase right here, what I could get out of it. So we will see if anything sprouts here. Hopefully something does, but yeah, so I'm gonna switch a couple things around. I also pruned that pothos. It looks kind of wonky right now, but I switched it so that the bare side could get a lot more sunlight, and hopefully it'll even out, because yeah, it's definitely growing more on one side than the other. But let's go ahead and do a little decorating, switching around. Oh, and just an update on my Sam's Club Monstera. Look at this guy. It just recently sprouted this new leaf. So excited about it, and it already has fenestration holes. Look at how pretty. Loving it. It definitely loves this window right here. So every morning I make sure I pull up the shade and it gets plenty of sunlight. I also picked up this cute variegated peperomia. It was $6. I also got that at Home Depot, and it just fits perfectly in that little planter. So I just thought it was so adorable. My white philodendron, what is this? Philodendron marble, I think. Philodendron measure. It got a little bit too much sun, so I'm gonna I moved it over here, and I'm just switching out the plant stands now. Hopefully it'll do better in this area. It says it likes direct sunlight, but in my experience, I had it in a direct sunlight window and it didn't do well. So I went ahead and switched that over. I looked to see how the pothos looked on this white plant stand, but I wasn't really sure how I liked it. I kind of just kept it there for a little bit in the hallway, and I'm not really sure. I ended up moving it, so. So I'm not sure if I really like it right here. I normally like this space to be kind of free just because it's like the walk area, you know? I don't know. I was thinking about, let's see what it looks like. I mean, it's not bad. I was actually thinking about moving it down in front of this window right here. Because it would still get a lot of sunlight, you know? Decisions. All right. So here is my non-existent string of hearts. I cut everything down last night because it was so leggy that it needed it. So I don't even know if this is gonna work. I just cut it off and I put it in front of this window where my birds of paradise is, that gets plenty of sunlight. It actually gets several hours of direct sunlight. So And then let me show you what I did with the string of hearts. So I moved them here in the windowsill, and they're just propagating in some water. I don't know. There's 2 of them here. There's another one here. I know that you can cut like in between each vine and propagate them that way in soil, but I've tried doing that and it hasn't worked for me. So, I mean, if these die, I'll be sad, but it was definitely time for something new. It was, yeah. So here's the propagation of just the Pothos. I saved some of the clippings. And then this was one Monstera that was hanging on the golden, like in front on the sides of the mirrors. So it's got a little nugget right there, and hopefully that'll sprout something. But yeah, so that's how the windowsill is currently looking. All right. So I got this rubber tree at Home Depot as well. I usually get plants on sale, you guys. Like, that is just like my thing. Oop, I might have taken, I know I got this. It was like listed for, I think, $9. Yeah. So it was listed for $10, and I actually got it for $8 because it wasn't coming up on the register, and the lady gave it to me for $1 off for me having to wait. And I was like, yeah, look at this already. Bruh, the new growth is already dying. I'm like, is this Papa? Holy smokes. I'm just like, I don't understand. I know they like a lot of sunlight, so it is right in where it's getting plenty of it. And yeah. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. I ended up moving the Pothos over here on this small plant stand, and I just think it looks really cute, and hopefully it does well. I got these metal plant stands from Goodwill a while back, and they were only a couple bucks each. Definitely a score. So yeah, that's how this is looking. Super cute. So here's where we're at. I put this plant stand that used to have the old variegated rubber tree here. And I think this looks nice. My poor plant definitely got burnt. It was getting too much sun. So hopefully it likes it better in this area. And I did check the soil, and it doesn't need a watering, even though this leaf looks kind of sad. But anyways, so that's what that's looking like. And I moved that plant into the I guess kitchen dining area. This rubber tree, I'm gonna move this somewhere, I don't know where yet, but I gave this rubber tree a really good drink. It was dry, so hopefully it's gonna be okay here. Yeah, it looks like it's sprouting some new growth, but it did have some crusties on there, so I did take those off. But pray for me, y'all. Anyways, look at this variegated Hindu rope. I've had this guy for forever, for a really long time, and it's just so pretty. It's got some light pink colors. Got a little bit of new growth coming in there. So I just hope it continues to thrive. I actually got this one at, I believe, Lowe's, but I moved. I think this looks better over here. Put it on this little shelf here. I'm gonna get a pot for it too, probably at IKEA, because the pot is pretty big. I actually thought about, I'm not gonna lie, like maybe cutting this up or pruning it back, because you know when you buy plants from big box stores, they're not always potted in the best soil, and they're not always potted the best. But I think I might just leave it for now and see how it does. I really like that it's gonna get light all around here, being in this area. So yeah, I'm just gonna make sure I open the shades every morning. So all right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.